We do have a no crying rule, so let's try to keep it together, okay? Let's try to, yeah. I've already broke that like 10 times, so don't believe that. Man, our God is so worthy of our praise. I already broke it. Our brother Jesus is so worthy of our praise. Thank him for what he did. He said, he said, remember me. Do this in remembrance of me. Yeah, I really want to stay there because I think it's something real important, really just something huge for our heart in knowing our Father's love. When we remember what our brother did, there's a reason why he said that, right? He said, he wants us to remember, do this in remembrance of me. He broke the bread, and gave to his disciples the wine, gave him the cup. This is, for my blood that's shed for you. And, he wants us to remember it, but, our God's a God of the heart. Like, he doesn't want it to just be a head knowledge, right? So remember it, but remember it. He wants it to be real to us. To appreciate the depth of what he did. To fully appreciate what he did. Can you visualize what he went through while he was going through it? Imagine a crown of thorns being put, not just placed on his head, but thorns probably inch and a half thick, being pressed down on his head and sinking into his head. All the lashes that would have dug into his skin, and that was just before he was hanging. Just all that pain and everything, even before they put him up there. His body was under so much physical stress that it's actually a condition that actually blood comes out of your sweat glands. I mean, and it's very few recorded times in history that's happened. The physical stress and pain that he went through. He wants us to remember, because that's how much our Father loves us. How much Jesus loves us. He loved us. He still loves us. He wants us to fully appreciate that because we don't ever have to doubt whether or not our Father loves us or his motive towards us. Because his love was settled at the cross. Like nothing could happen. No one could say anything to change my mind. Because his love was already settled. When Jesus went through all that. Not only did he did do it out of obedience, but it says in Hebrews that he endured it with joy. Like how is that possible? All that pain and I was watching a documentary on YouTube where someone went through medically what he went through, and it was so hard to watch. Like they're explaining like how it would have felt for him, and like broke down each step of the way, and I mean how's that possible for him to endure that with joy? Why did Jesus tell his disciples, it's good for you that I go? The reason why he did it with joy is because God would have his kids back. He's always wanted that. Like since the day that man got kicked out of the garden, he's always wanted us back. Like he didn't do it because we're just some sinners and just so he can take care of that. Our God's so personal. He did it because he loves us, and he wants his kids that he can father and take care of you. You know, he wanted you back in his arms so he can father you. He wanted you back. He wanted you back personally. If it was just for you, he would have done it just for you. You know that? You know, he did it so he can fix our broken hearts. You know, everyone has a broken heart, right? And he's the only way to fix it. But it's because his son went through all that now that we can be free of that he can fix our heart. So it's a lot of broken people out there, a lot of broken hearts, a lot of physical stuff going on. Our God, Jesus went through it. He endured it with joy because he knew that he'd get us back, and back in his arms, so he can father us and make us free from everything. But also so we can be fully equipped to go out and fully equipped with authority to heal, fully equipped with God's heart, with God's perfect words that he's energizing, and so we can speak these words that directly from God that he knows that this person needs to hear, that'll fix that broken heart. That's why Jesus did it. It tells us our value. When we fully get the price that he paid, like, how can you ever doubt that you're not valuable or amazing to him, or that he's so proud to have you? He already told you. When he chose for his son to go through that, he told you your value. He told you your worth. A lot of people feel worthless and broken and hurting. I mean, there's one guy at work, this was just like a week or two ago. I was so it was break time, and it was me and one of the guys on my crew. We're sitting there taking break, and this guy, he'd been on my crew for a while, months and months, and just every time you see him, he's always so happy and joking, and just a great-hearted guy, good worker, just always positive, like never negative. Well, I'm sitting at break one day. This is a week or two ago, and it's kind of quiet. We're just eating a little snack, and all of a sudden he turns to me and says, "Man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I go home and cry just about every day." And like, it caught me off guard because, like, looking at him, like, you would never guess that that's where he's at. Never assume you know where someone's at, or never assume you know someone's heart. So every day I go home and cry on my couch alone every day. This guy was broken. And it definitely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that from him, but man, praise God, and that he equipped us with these perfect words to speak, and he was pouring down tears, and he was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. He's got a lot of money, and from the outside, like, it'll look like his life is amazing, but like there's a God-shaped hole in everyone's heart that only he can fill. Man, people are broken out there. Let's dig into it and ask God to help us fall in love with Him, and that's how we hook people, right? The way I was hooked is when I cried out to my Father, and I knew He heard me and He answered me. And I didn't know the Bible, and I wasn't going to a church, and at that time I didn't know believers or anything. Like, I just cried out to him, just me and him. And I was hooked. I'm sold out for the rest of my life. So that's that number one thing that's going to hook people, is like, more than anything, is when they can, we can deliver and minister God's love, because he can energize our words, and we have God's heart inside of us, and he energizes our heart with this compassion that, that same compassion Jesus had. Yeah, I desire and I seek to fall in love with God even more, and I ask him to show me about like what his son did and what he went through, and like make it so real in my heart. Like, only Father can do that for our heart. Like, it's not something that we can just build from learning. Like, it's like we read it for sure, and ask him to make it real for our heart, so it sinks down in there. And when it becomes real, like, people see that it's real. And so then you become love, and you're loving people without trying to love people. Like, you're just being yourself. Because he's changed you. Because you fell in love with him. And he transforms us. And we don't have to try. We don't have to fix ourselves. Let's ask God every day, like, to make it real for him. And when we eat our breakfast, or this is my body, this is my blood, that our brother Jesus gave for us, and let's remember that, and doing so, we'll remember our value, and let's thank Jesus and thank God for what they did for us, and let's try to do that, daily, and he does something in our heart when we do that. He changes our heart, and we're falling in love with him more and more as we're doing that. And he makes it real, and he shows us our value while we're doing that. He shows us our worth, and that really changes everything. And then we go out and we can, and we don't have to try to act like good Christians. We're just being ourselves, and we're kids, we're children of God, and we're just being ourselves, because that's our nature. This brand new nature Donald's talking about. The old is done away with. Like, this is like we're brand new people, and he didn't just give us a label. Like he changed us on the inside. And let's spend time with him, and he shows us our identity, our value, our worth. Like, let's cry in his arms, and run in Daddy's arms, and just like Alyssa was saying, how like they're in a field holding hands with God. Like, that's where God always is. But yeah, I love you guys, and like I said, I really real thankful to Jesus for what he did. I try to thank him every day more and more, and I love talking to my brother, and I love talking to God, and because we all fellowship together, because God, he wants us to, and he really changes us, and yeah, I love you guys, and yeah, I believe that's all I got. Yeah.